Hello everybody. My name is Kalyani Kulkarni. I'll be presenting this webinar on Informatica today. So, just I'll brief you about the MindMajix. So, MindMajix is an online training platform where we have 8 years of experience in all IT courses. We provide you the different IT courses, which are from different platforms like project management, business data, business intelligence, cloud computing, data science, AI, machine learning, which are the current up, upgrowing technologies, as well as we have different courses like Informatica Powercenter and all. So we have different instructors with us, which have the experience with all our experienced instructors, which have more than 10 years of experience in their domains, as well as they are also into the industries working and which have expertise into their technologies. So we have already trained around 410K students across the globe right now till now, and we are always keeping up to date, and we are up to dating our technologies. After every quarter we take all the courses which are into the market, and we try to provide the trainings onto it. We deliver our best in class trainings for both individual students as well as for the corporate world. So just to start, I'll just introduce you what is an enterprise data integration and management. So enterprise data integration and management is like we are collecting the data from various sources, combining the data, compiling them into one accessible interface. This is nothing but a data warehouse where we are collecting the data from multiple databases like Oracle, DB2, Teradata, from some flat files also, which also as well as from the structured, unstructured databases. We collect the data from all these and we load the data into one single database and try to create a data warehouse into it. So this data warehouse this is the data warehouse where we have the data from all these different sources into it, and this will help you to create dashboards, reports, and just this will help you to make the decisions on your data. Like if you want to take an example, like if I have multiple verticals in my organization and I have to find out the entire profit of my organization. So what I'll do, I'll club the data from all the verticals. Like retail, I'll take the data. Property data, I'll telecommunication data. So all these are different verticals. So if their databases are different, I need to club the data into one particular database, and then I will report or create the dashboards onto it, which will help the higher managements or top managements to take the decisions, as well as to identify what is the entire profit of their organization, or how much loss is there, or how much inventory is there. So multiple uh, identifications you can make out of it. So just want to explain you right now what is the modern technologies are there into our era is going on. Like AI is the leading technology which we can see. So in big data, in Informatica also, we can connect to the cloud data integration and like machine learning and IoT, blockchains, big data. We can connect to the Hive and also all these databases we can connect, and we can get the data of all these databases from there, and we can club the data into different databases and try to report the data. So there are many technologies used in Informatica also for this. So right now we are into the 4.0 is the soul of digital transformation. So basically I'll explain you what is Informatica. So Informatica is nothing but a software development company which was found in 1993. Its headquarters is in Redwood City, California. Its core products includes enterprise cloud data management and data integration. In the entire market, it shares about 11.4%. Okay, so as per the Gartner report, if you'll see over here, Informatica is the top leading according to the Gartner report as per the April 2019. So it is the top leading technology which is in the market right now. So there are different products of Informatica, like, but Informatica basically focus onto the data integration part as well as ETL part, data migration. So what is ETL? ETL is nothing but we are extracting the data, transforming the data, and loading the data into your target. So extraction is done from different source systems. We can get the data from different source system. We need to transform the data as per the business requirements, and we'll be loading the data into your target which we want to load the data. So information lifecycle management is nothing but we are gathering the requirements from the business and we are implementing as per the business. Then what is the business to business data exchange? So this is an intercompany data exchange which will help you out for the further decision making within your company. Computing integration. So cloud computing integration, it is like we can integrate with the cloud data, so combining cloud based system within on premises. So this is the cloud computing. Complex event processing. So complex event processing is nothing but combining data and to identify meaningful events and to respond them quickly. So all these can be done with the help of Informatica. The next is data masking. So what is data masking? So data masking is nothing but you can see your so hiding the confidential data. So if you take an example of your account number, every time you whenever you see the account number, it is always xxx. So this is nothing but we maintain a confidentiality in our some of the data, so that can be maintained with the help of Informatica. Then data quality. So what is data quality? So we need to maintain the data quality for our master data. So so there are some validations that are to be put on your master data. So these all validations and rules can be implemented with the help of Informatica on your source, and we load the data into your targets. Data replication. So what is data replication? So data replication is nothing but we are taking out the data from one source system and replicating the data into other source system. Then data virtualization, data master data management, ultra messaging. We can give the messaging to the we can give out the emails and all with the help of Informatica. And data governance is again nothing but the data quality which we need to maintain for your master data. So all these activities can be done with the help of your Informatica. So these components form a tool set for establishing and maintaining the data warehouse. So we'll see the version history of Informatica Powercenter. So currently the version that we have for Informatica Powercenter is 10.4. So from 9.x onwards, we have came into Informatica Powercenter service oriented, which have different services like repository service, integration service, reporting service, Powercenter repository service, etc. So all these services came into picture from 9.x onwards, and right now the current version that is for Informatica is 10.4. All other previous versions are not currently supported by Informatica and they are never used. So these are few concepts that are being used in Informatica, like data integration and data warehouse are the two major concepts that can be used with the help of Informatica. So what is data integration? Data integration is nothing but we can combine the data from different sources into one single into one single database. So what are different sources? We have different sources like Oracle, DB2, any database you can take, like Teradata, Hive. We can connect with any of these databases, take the data from those databases and load the data into the database that you want to load. So for this we need to have the integration with your source system. So with the help of Informatica we can do this integration very easily. After integration, we need to do some steps like cleansing the data, creating the ETL mappings, applying some transformations on your source data, and then we are loading the data into your target systems. So all these activities are done in Informatica. So data integration ultimately enables data ultimately analytics tool to provide effective actionable business intelligence. So that is nothing but we can take different decisions onto the data after taking the data from different sources into your target systems. So we can have uh, structured data into it, unstructured data into it. We can create warehouses, we can cleanse the data, then we can migrate the data or replicate the data from one source system to other source system. We can create ETL designings, means ETL designs and developments with the help of the source data. We can also create data profiling in Informatica. So all these activities can be performed with the help of Informatica. So what is the concept of data warehouse? So we have in this diagram, you can see we have connected with different databases, like as well as files with the CRM systems, ERP systems. We can connect with all these systems and we can process the transformations onto it, and we are loading the data into one particular database. There we can create the Informatica data warehouse. So there are two approaches for this. We can create a top down approach as well as with the bottom up approach. In the top down approach, the data warehouse is created first and then the data marts have been created. In the bottom up approach, data marts have been created first and then the data warehouse. So whatever approach is been good for your organization, you can implement that kind of a approach. So what are data marts? Data marts is nothing but the subsets of your data warehouse. They can be sales data, we can create one data mart. Customer data, we can create one data mart. So we can create such data marts, and on top of it we can create the data warehouse. So data warehouse will give you an inputs for your reportings. You can it will give you the inputs for your ad hoc reporting as well as dashboard creations, OLAP analysis, etc. So in this we can integrate with multiple heterogeneous sources. We can cleanse the data, we can integrate the data, we can consolidate data. As I said, the data warehouse is nothing but we are consolidating the data from different source system into your target system. So there can be structured, unstructured data into it, and decision making makes very easy after we create a data warehouse into this. So this is a brief introduction for the Informatica architecture. So these are the four components with which the developers will be leading with, like Powercenter Designer, Repository Manager, Workflow Manager, and Workflow Monitor. So what is the Powercenter Designer? So Powercenter Designers is nothing but we can create different mappings into it. We need to import the sources and target. We can create the mappings, we can create the transformations. So all these activities are being done into your Powercenter Designer. Then comes your Workflow Manager. In this Workflow Manager, we are creating the tasks, sessions, events onto your mappings. So all these sessions, workflows are being created into your Workflow Manager on top of your Powercenter Designer. So we can schedule these workflows, we can execute these workflows on demand. Also, we can schedule these workflows. After executing these workflows, we need to monitor those workflows. So we will be monitoring those workflows into Workflow Monitor. So all the sessions that have been created into your Workflow Manager on top of the mappings are being monitored into your Workflow Monitor. So in this Workflow Monitor, if any of the session gets failed or any of the records are been not loaded, so we can check with the help of the session logs or with the help of the workflow logs. So we can monitor the entire mappings and sessions into your Workflow Monitor. Then this fourth component is your repository manager. So what is the repository manager? So repository manager is nothing but we can see all the objects that are there into your repository. So all the mappings we can view, all the sessions we can view, all the workflows we can view, all these objects that are into your particular repository can be viewed in your repository manager. So these inside are all the services which will be on which all these um, components will be executing. So we'll be seeing one by one. So Informatica is nothing but the service oriented architecture, as we have all these different services like repository service, reporting service, nodes, integration service. So what is domain? So domain is nothing but the fundamental admin unit. So domain is nothing but your fundamental admin unit. So node is nothing but the computing platform on which different services are being executed. So all these services that we see here are being executed on your node. All the processes that are to be done in Informatica will be executed on your node. Next comes your repository service. This service is used to maintain the metadata along with providing access for same to another services. So in this service, we can provide access to all the metadatas. Powercenter repository also comes into the repository service, which consists of the database um, in which we have the metadata for all the objects. So all the objects that we are created, that metadata will be maintained in your Power Center repository. Reporting service is nothing but which will facilitate, which will help you to create the reportings in Informatica. Integration service is nothing but all the ETL activities like to create load the data from source to target will happen onto your integration service. So these are all components of Informatica. Four will be the services and the four will be the components on which the developers will be working on. Admin part will be handled by the so admins will be handling the repository service, reporting service, integration service, and nodes. So the internal circle which we are seeing over here, this all activities, all these components will be handled by the admins, and the Informatica developers will be basically working on these four components. Power Center Designer, Workflow Manager, Workflow Monitor, and Repository Manager. So now I'll just explain you Informatica transformations. So there are many transformations which are being used in Informatica. These transformations are the objects which creates, modifies, and passes the data to the targets. So in this, what we do, so we need to modify the data as per the requirement of the business and load the data into your target. So all this modification activity that we need to do or validations that we need to implement on your source data will be done with the help of the transformations. So there are four categories of transformations like connected transformations, unconnected transformations, active transformations, and passive transformations. So what are connected transformations? So connected transformations are those which are connected between two different transformations within a particular mapping. So these transformations are called as connected transformations. So what are unconnected transformations? The transformations which are not connected within the mapping and will be called into another transformation, and which transformations are reusable are known as the unconnected transformations. So what are active transformations? So in Informatica, like if the source records and the target records are same, in that case the transformations will be passive transformations, and wherever the source data, after doing some transformations, the records will get changed into the target, like they'll become less or they'll increase. So in this case, those transformations are known as active transformations. So for an example of active transformations, we have like filter, router, sorter. So if you want to filter out the data, like suppose take an example of employee data, and I want to load the data from the employee table into my target table wherever the department is only 20. So in this case, we are filtering out the data for only the department 20 and will be loading the data from your source to target. So obviously the records will get reduced in this case. So the filter transformation will be using in this case. So as the records are getting less loaded into your target, this becomes an active transformation. So passive transformation, as I already told you, like passive transformation is nothing but wherever the source and target records that have been loaded is same. There is no change in the number of records that are loaded in your target. So in this case, these are the passive transformations. So expression transformation, sequence generator. So these are some of the examples of your passive transformation. In this, the expression transformations, if you want to find out whether the condition is been satisfied, make it as true. And if the condition is not satisfying, make it as false. Like if the salary of an employee is greater than 10,000, mark it as give him an increment of 5%, and if the salary of an employee is greater than 10,000, give the increment of 10%. So we'll be implementing this logic on each and every record and loading those data, loading that data into your target. So we will be implementing this logic on each and every record. So in this case, the expression transformation will be a passive transformation, as we'll be implementing that logic on each and every record of your source. So what are Informatica workflows? So Informatica workflows is nothing but a group of instructions, commands that we are going to give to the integration service to work on. So we have different sessions into it, on which these sessions will be created onto the mappings. So we'll be giving a command to the integration service like execute this session first. After that, you will be executing this session. So we'll give a flow to the integration service. So these are nothing but the instructions or commands, we can say, which will be executed by your integration service. So workflow will have like run the task like session task, command task, email task, event task. So all these tasks will be included in your workflows. So in this case, we need to first create the workflow, and then we will be adding the tasks into it. So it will create a workflow. So workflow is nothing but an empty container. In this case, we will be so this is the flow. Just create a workflow. So create command task, add a command task to the workflow, then linkage to be done within all these tasks, and then we will be executing the workflow. So these workflows, wherever we are giving the instructions to the, in this we will be giving the instructions to the integration service where all tasks will be executed. So as this diagram shows, the Informatica developers have a good opportunity into the market. Into the Informatica also, Informatica developers will hold a large job opportunities as compared to the Informatica leads, Informatica analysts, specialists, consultants, admin persons, architects. So as compared to the other job opportunities, Informatica developer holds the most job opportunities in the market. As we see, the Informatica is been used in many of the sectors, almost in all business sectors. We can see the Informatica is currently being used. Informatica has been used into the banking sectors, retail sectors, financial sectors, insurance sectors. So every each and every sectors, communication sectors, almost in all the sectors, we can see the Informatica is been used each and everywhere for the migration activities, for creating the data warehouse, just on to take some decisions onto that data warehouse. So Informatica is being used in each and every sector hugely, and so the job opportunities in Informatica are very high. So MindMajix training will provide you the strong foundation for the creation, execution, administrator, scheduling the ETL process, creating the ETL process. Then we'll be explaining you like for the administration, console, repository manager, workflow manager. All these fundamentals will be cleared in your trainings. We'll be giving you the hands-on practice as well as some real-time examples will be given, which will be taken by the trainer, which will help out to crack your interviews, as well as which will be give you the hands-on training practices. as well as your logics will be increased with the real-time examples that will be solving into the sessions, which will definitely help you to clear your certification exams also. So that's it from my side. If you have any questions, I'm open for it.
Hello, this is Shweta. So I'm having a question
Yeah,
regarding
Shweta.
lookup. Can you elaborate something about lookups, like lookup will be active or passive? What are they? Can you explain on that?
See, lookups are nothing but will be taking lookups into the cases where we have to lookups will nothing, it will be nothing but the joins. Lookups will be always the left outer joins. Instead of joins, we'll be implementing the lookups in this case. So lookups will nothing but will be taking a join into that table, will identify, like if given you an example of employee and department table. If I want to take the data from the department table which is related to a particular employee, and these two are different tables, so we'll be giving a condition into your lookup that I will be joining onto the department ID, obviously, as department ID will be same in this case, and I'll join onto the look into the lookup with the department ID and try to get the data from for the departments from related to that particular employee and load the data into your target systems. Am I clear,
Okay, so
Shweta?
there are two types of lookup, right? Connected
Yes,
and
yes,
unconnected.
connected and unconnected lookups. So there are basically difference in connected and unconnected lookups is like in connected lookups, we'll be connecting those lookups into your transformation or sorry, into your mapping itself. So those lookups are not reusable lookups and we'll be having multiple outputs from that one particular lookup. And if you'll see for the unconnected lookup now, it will be a reusable lookup. We can use that particular lookup in many mappings. So into the unconnected lookup, we'll be having one particular output out of it, and that lookup can be used in many of the mappings. So that will help you out not to create it again and again. It will be reusable. So it will obviously reduce your efforts.
Okay, so like unconnected lookup will be always resulting a one output, or it may result many.
It will always
Like
result one output.
only one. So if I
Yes.
wanted output from a unconnected reusable lookup, like three or
Hmm.
four rows from that particular table, like for the department name as well
We
as
generally use connected lookup
the
in these
connect.
cases.
Okay, and this lookup
Yeah.
will be always active or passive?
What, I didn't get your question.
I'm asking like lookups will be always passive or the active ones?
Lookups will be passives.
Passive only. Either they are connected
Yes.
or unconnected.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I got my answer.
Okay. So any other questions you have?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Like apart from this Informatica, I'm just wanted to ask like MindMajix just give trainings on SSIS or some other tools as well, or only Informatica?
SSI, particularly if you ask me, I don't have any idea about it, but we have many trainings, so you can get in touch with the MindMajix admin person. So those people will help you out for this.
Okay, okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
I have one question. Uh, what is I just wanted to know about Informatica MDM. Do we have training on
So
that as well?
yeah, we have trainings on that also.
Uh, Can you give an overview of that? Means what is that part?
See, MDM is a tool. It is a different tool than Powercenter. So MDM is basically used for deduplicating data and all. So MDM is totally a different tool than the Powercenter. So right now we have explained you regarding the Powercenter tool, that I have explained you the PPT onto the Powercenter tool. MDM is totally a different tool.
Okay, so we can get input from MDM. Like, is that so, or means like how are they connected? Means I'm not sure about that.
That is what I'm saying. MDM is totally a different tool in that it has been used into the market, right, for the deduplication or cleansing of the data. There are different tools of
Okay.
Informatica:
Okay.
Informatica Power
Okay.
Center, Informatica IDQ, and Informatica MDM. If you say talk about these three different tools, these are totally different tools. In Power Center, you are creating the mappings. These basically it has been used for ETL migration purpose, creating a data warehouse. If you ask me about MDM, so
Okay.
MDM is you basically used for the address doctors. It is also used for the deduplication. It is also used for the cleansing. So it depends on to
Okay.
the organization scenarios which tool they should go on for that.
Okay. And what's that IDQ?
IDQ is the data quality tool. In that you can have the profiling, you can have the scorecards onto your data that is
Okay.
coming out.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
So Kalyani, one more doubt. There is one or two more tools like of Informatica. They are some EDC, and the other is Exxon. So can you just give some brief on that if you are having any?
Sorry, Shweta, I have not never used all these tools.
Okay. Uh, okay. No issues.
Yep.
Hello.
Yes.
Uh, Kalyan, how do I migrate transfer data from Informatica to BigQuery?
Your voice is breaking.
Hello.
Hello.
Am
Your
I,
voice is breaking.
am
Can you
I,
please repeat the question?
how do I migrate transfer data from Informatica to BigQuery? Am I
BigQuery.
audible?
You mean to say
Yes.
big data? Yeah, you
Yes.
mean to
Yes.
say big data?
Yes.
Yeah, with the help of Power Center, you
In the
can
clouds,
connect to the big data also.
okay. In Google Cloud, Google Cloud, how do I migrate?
That is what I am saying. You can connect to the cloud with the cloud also. Cloud computing tool is a different tool with Informatica. With that, you can integrate cloud services.
Okay. Okay.
You can
Thanks.
integrate with the cloud services and you can transport the data to it. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.